How was our universe created? The fall of Kal, Lord Brahm, and creation of duality. This is a very important topic for your soul to know, to hear, to become aware, because this is the root cause of all problems of duality, of karma, all the spiritual challenges primarily arise due to this cause of creation of duality in our universe, and how to be free again, more free again. So, how our universe came into being, into existence. First, we need to go further back before Shiva, Brahman, and Vishnu, before they were born. In the divine emanation, a process took place to start individuating the God Supreme into more individuated form. And this is how Sat Purush was emanated, which is the true Lord or the true God from which all creation began. And Sat Purush is referred in Christianity as the true Father, and it is the one that Jesus referred as Father, although it has no gender as such. Sat Purush essentially has emanated the 16 first beings to prepare for creation. One of them we know is a being called Gyani, which came to earth 4 times in the 4 yugas, and recently as Kabir. And one of those other 16 beings, his name is Kal. And Kal was very devotional to his father Satpurush, and he wanted to create his own universe, his own creation. Within himself, he had the seed of intention of time, because Kal means time. So he had inbuilt desire to create his own creation. So he was very devotional, and he spent many yugas meditating in samadhi and devotion of Sat Purush, the true Father, the true God. And seeing this, Sat Purush became happy that his son is devoted and is becoming mature and ready for creation. However, Kal had a selfish flaw within him. He wanted to experiment with creation and to be God, that the beings within his creation would worship him. However, even before creation took place of the Brahmandas, our universe is one of those. Kal has witnessed the creation of ParBrahmandas, which are beautiful creations, beautiful universes, a vast region of universes, 700 quadrillion universes. So seeing this, he became slightly envy, and he wanted to create his own thing, which of course is valid, and that's what everyone would want to do. However, within him, he had selfishness to some degree. And even when Satpurush emanated a partner to him, which is now known as Goddess Durga, he wasn't very respectful of her. And actually, when he saw her first, he swallowed her. She got very angry and disturbed. Why did he swallow me? But it's not a regular stomach, we may say. So she came out of his belly. This, remember, is really a celestial story. In some way, we have similar stories in Hinduism and in Greek mythology, in Egyptian mythology, how gods may create their offsprings from parts of their body in a very different manner that humans are born. So this is celestial story. This is a story of gods of the highest order. So as over time, Kal became adjusted to Goddess Durga, and together they became empowered to create their own universes. A similar story also goes in the Gnosticism in the West. And there's a story of Demiurge, how a false god was created or born into existence. That story in Gnosticism, it goes a bit differently, but the essence is the same, that the false deity of the lower realms is called the Demiurge. The Demiurge means falling, and his name in Gnosticism is known as Yaldabaoth. Sat Purush has witnessed that Kal has selfish intentions, and seeing how he began the creation, how he behaved with his second half, Durga, Sat Purush became more and more upset of his son, what he was doing. So Sat Purush came into a certain conclusion that he has to expel Kal from the divine region, from Satlok region. And I will read a little paragraph that Sat Purush thought to himself that Kal is very dangerous. He will make the souls who will come into his creation restless. I cannot destroy him or stop him. He is my worthless son. If I withdraw him into myself, means if I destroy him, I will have to bring everything back. All the creation that already was in motion and the souls going with him. So this is my immovable word. I will remove Kal from here, meaning Satlok. He will never be allowed to enter my region, the divine region, and I will keep my word. So this is how Sat Purush has expelled Lord Brahm, or known as Kal Niranjan, from Satlok, from the divine regions. Well, Kal, knowing that he wants to be his own creator and he wants to populate his creation with many, many souls, he proceeded along with his plan. He was very upset, of course, but he still wanted to do his own thing. Then the story also goes that Goddess Durga became very upset and she became afraid of a sin or an error or a miscreation. And Kal Niranjan replied, "Listen, Durga, I will tell you the truth. I'm not afraid of sins and virtues because I myself am their creator. All the sins and virtues are born from me, and from me no one will ask the account. I will spread the sins and virtues into their creation, and anyone who becomes entangled in them is ours." So we can see here that Lord Brahm or Kal Niranjan, together with Durga, actually are the creators of Brahmanda universes, and they say that neither virtues nor sins is not a way to salvation or freedom. And therefore, the same way in the Christian story of God, it is known that there is a tree of life of the knowledge of good and evil. The Bible story goes further below how the man fall from the grace of God. But we're not going there. We're talking about the whole universe and how Lord Brahm fell from the grace of Sat Purush. That is a much bigger story than the story of Bible. So what we may recount now, that Gnostics know and they speak of a demiurge, the birth of Yaldabaoth, or the creator of the lower realms. In the Eastern Gnosticism, we may say, it is known of how Lord Brahm created the lower universes. So Kal Niranjan, the same as Lord Brahm, it's the same name, embodies time itself, which is a negative force. And he has formed the lower three walls, which is Brahmandas, which also includes Anda regions and Pinda regions. So essentially, the dimensions 1, 2, 3, the 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, and 9D actually are all within the domain of Lord Brahm. So if you believe that 5D is freedom, is exiting the matrix, that is not the case. So I would also like to read a little passage from one of the Sant Mad Gurus, Swamiji Maharaj. Maya, her other name is Durga, and Kal have spread the net. They are afflicting jivas, meaning souls, in their own interest. No jiva can escape to his real home, meaning no jiva or soul can escape the matrix universe to go back to Satlok, to their true God. So Kal and Maya keep all playing here, and Sat Purush, the true supreme eternal being God, observed that Kal was devouring jivas, the souls, misbehaving with the souls. For his own pleasure, Kal beguiles jivas. He doesn't give out the secrets of the true Lord to anyone. He doesn't want the souls to know who is the real God. Now, I want to pause here and add a comment that even many yogis, advanced spiritual people, they do not realize this. They come to a blissful state of consciousness and they assume that is the final liberation. Well, actually, it is the light of Lord Brahm. And they hear within themselves and they get confirmation that Lord Brahm himself says, well, I am the Brahman. You have reached me. I am the God and the light of the universes. And when the yogis come to this stage, that's all they wanted to hear, that they have reached it, the light and the bliss of Lord Brahm. And Lord Brahm knows exactly how to please the souls, to please, in the quotes, their egos, how to speak the words that yogis want to hear. That now you have reached, I am the final God. There is no God higher than me. I am the final destination. So in all these affirmations, we may say, the highly spiritual affirmations, the yogis remain in this first blissful region, beyond the universes, indeed, beyond the creation of duality. Because remember, the light of Lord Brahm is already beyond duality because his creation is duality. So non-duality is where most yogis get stuck at, or many of the enlightened teachers in the West, primarily, and in the East, in India as well, also get stuck at this stage. So, of course, they go beyond duality and then they meet the light of the Lord Brahm or Kal Niranjan, and they believe they're free, and that's not the case. So, Kal Niranjan, Lord Brahm, doesn't give out the secrets of the true Lord to anyone. So that's why he speaks that he is the Lord, that he is the light, that he is the consciousness of the whole universe, which is true. He is the consciousness of the whole universe, but there's so much more above him. There is a true God above him. He's the fallen God. The true merciful Lord is moved with compassion and incarnates in this world as Sat Guru. The Sadgurus are those beings who know this truth and who come to this world for the primary reason to liberate their souls. This is the true reason why Sadgurus come here, to liberate the souls. So a Sadguru tries to explain the souls in various ways that the cruel Kal is devouring them. However, many of the souls, having spent time so much in this universe, have become indoctrinated with religions, with various yogic practices that can develop certain virtues, that can bring some freedoms, relative freedoms. But remember that this is from a larger perspective of the soul. There is a trap that you can go only as high as to the feet of Lord Brahm, but then the soul will be sent back. So Lord Brahm is certainly not the highest God. He demands to be worshipped. He's an ancient foe to the saints, to the incarnations of Sat Purush, to the Sadgurus, whose work is precisely to liberate the souls from the lower creation. In the Jewish Christian tradition, Lord Brahm is in some way analogous to Satan, or there is now the two versions of Yahweh. One version is that Yahweh is God and he gives the laws of how to behave, but essentially he is judgmental God. He is the ruler, the judge. And the other version of a Christian Jewish God is of mercy and love. He's not a judge. The real God is of mercy and love. So Gnostics called him Demiurge, and they understood him very well. They understood that Lord Brahm is a lawgiver, and he gives laws to trap the souls. So this is why we have Vedas in the Indian tradition, and Vedas are, we may say, laws of how to behave in the universe, yes, upon multiple planes of existence for the supposed liberation. And this is why the Indian tradition, the Brahmanic tradition, was developed based on Vedas. And in the West, the fearful God, the God who lives in the heavens and judges from above, is known. So as we look around in the spiritual traditions and religions around the world, we have this conflicting ideas of God. One is a bit of a troublemaker, but there's still good in it. But then isn't God supposed to be all love and mercy? And this is why we may begin to understand that God of love and mercy is Sat Purush, and he brings all the love and mercy. But his son, Lord Brahm, is the lawgiver of his own lower creation, the Brahmandas, 21 major Brahmandas, of which one is our universe, that we are in it. So how was this universe created? To answer this question, we need to understand who created our universe. Lord Brahm together with Durga. And they put a lot of love into this creation. There are beautiful things here as well. But these universes, Brahmandas, are of duality. There is a negative and positive force functioning in everything. That's why we have electromagnetism, positive, negative charge, and so on, where we can witness how these two opposing forces are functioning within all of the universe. So therefore, for your dear souls, this is a critical knowledge to understand that even spiritual paths, most of the spiritual paths known around the world, will bring you as high as to the feet of Vishnu, to the feet of Brahman, to the feet of Shiva. And these three beings are the sons of Lord Brahm and Durga. They're here to manage the universe. In many ways, there is also a bit of duality with most of the avatars. There are different meanings of avatars. There are avatars of this universal cosmic nature who come here to restore the order, restore the balance, and they come in cycles. So these avatars primarily are here to restore the balance of duality, polarity. Now, the true avatars are more concerned with liberating the souls. Because after this cycle, there will be another cycle, and another cycle, and another cycle. It's the nature of the universe, isn't it? But the question is how to transcend the cycles, how to become free from the cycles. And therefore, the Sadgurus, which we could say are also avatars, their true purpose is to liberate the souls.